Hi guys, what is up? My name is John Andrew. I am a wrestling fan from Ghana, West Africa, and today I am going to be talking about NXT Heatwave. Now I'm going to do something a little unconventionally. As the show is going to be going on, I'm going to take the breaks to review the matches I have just seen. So right now, Obafemi and Wesley just had a banger of a North American title match, and I'll talk about that in a second. But before that, we had the pre-show match, Carmen Petrovic teaming up with Ariana Grace to take on Jasmine Nix and JC Jane. That was a great tag match. Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovic coming home to their Toronto native crowd. Beautiful moment for them. That was a good tag match, great way to warm up the crowd. But this match between Wesley and Obafemi, holy crap, loved it. Went about 15 minutes, was hard hitting. It told the perfect David Goliath story. Wesley trying to climb the mountain that is Obafemi. Now, if Wesley did lose this match, he would never get another shot at the North American title as long as I believe Obafemi is champion. So it was like a one and done situation for him. And boy, did these two men deliver. Obafemi kept, doing these ridiculous feats of strength, one of which was this like standing F5, but only he didn't fall with him, so he tossed Wesley up and Wesley spun a little more than the normal angle of a Brock Lesnar F5 and just face planted. It was insane to look at. There were some pretty wild spots, but at the end of the day, Obafemi is still your North American champion. He was definitely taken to the limit, and now there are two questions to be asked, which is what's next for Wesley and who can stop Obafemi. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to say two things right off the bat. First, Obafemi is definitely going to be in the 2025 Royal Rumble, at least in my mind. He is ready for that main roster. Two, Wesley is definitely main roster ready, and we'll see how that shakes out for him. But this was a great match to open NXT Heatwave. Next up, we had the match for the NXT Women's North American Championship between Kanani Jordan defending against Sol Ruka. This match, for all intents and purposes, I would liken it to say RVD versus Ricochet. The styles that they brought to this match. It was a really fun match. It ended with a poison runner from the champion Kanani Jordan, followed by a one-of-a-kind split-legged moonsault, which was just a thing of beauty. Kanani is still your NXT Women's North American Championship. This match was really great. Now, I did think there would be a Sol Ruka heel turn because they've been playing this game of, we're friends. Ultimately, that didn't happen, but this was a great and fun match to watch. I really, really did enjoy this. They did bring the house to their feet. I also think it's one of the most underrated matches on this card, but they really did deliver. They're kind of bringing this NXT takeover feel from Black and Gold back to the scene. It's not exactly what it used to be, but it's really it's there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this as the night rolls on. So before our next match for the NXT Tag Team Championships, we had a backstage segment featuring NXT General Manager Ava with Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovic, and there was a bit of back and forth between Carmen and Ariana. Ariana didn't think that they were going to tag anymore, and basically ended with Ava setting up a match between Carmen and Ariana on this week's edition of NXT, so we will be looking at that. And then we had the match for the NXT Tag Team Championships between Chase U, being represented by Andre Chase and Duke Hudson, facing the team of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Axiom and Nathan Fraser. Now, there's been two different stories going into this match. The first, on the side of the champions, Nathan Fraser has been a bit tunnel visioned as of late, focusing on his singles opportunities. He's had opportunities to go after Tony D'Angelo's NXT Heritage Cup Championship, and he's also had a match on WWE Speed against Xavier Woods, where the winner would go ahead to face Andrade for the Speed title. On the very last episode of WWE Speed, he couldn't get the job done, and then he showed up to the arena late today, so Axiom and him could not prepare for their match. On the side of Chase U, you've had a situation where Ridge Holland, who is the newest recruit of Chase U, hasn't been very honest in his dealings about the group's matches. He's always been interfering to help them win, and he was asked to stay back for this match, and so it culminated in this match for the tag team championships, and this was a complete barn burner, especially towards the ending parts of it. It was great storytelling all around. Andre Chase took a beating, so did Axiom, but in the end the champions were able to retain their titles. It's such a great match. The whole crowd was chanting NXT, NXT. I was right about what I was saying. That takeover feel is coming back, and I'm here for it. I'm really, really here for it. But this is an interesting stat I'm going to point out right now. In the last 3 weeks, Axiom and Nathan Fraser are the only set of WWE Tag Team Champions to retain their tag titles. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill lost to their unholy union. R-Truth and Miz lost to the Judgment Day. And just on Friday, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa claimed the titles from A-Town Down Under. So this is pretty cool for them, I guess. But eventually we will see where these stories go. And then we had a backstage segment featuring Wesley admitting that Obafemi was the better man for the night. He seemed visibly upset, and he said he would address his future on Tuesday. So we'll see where that goes with him. Up next was the match for the NXT Women's Championship, with Roxanne Perez defending her title against Lola Vice. Now, there's been a bit of a story with the two of them, Lola clearly gunning for her title, and that back fist of hers being the X factor for Lola if she had any chance of winning this match. And that certainly did play a factor in how this match went. That was the primary target for Roxanne's attacks, and eventually there was one spot in the match where Lola mistimed or missed Roxanne completely and hit the back fist onto one of the ring posts outside the ring, and that pretty much was where Roxanne zeroed and started getting to her. Lola had to use a bit of footwork to get past the match, but she almost went for the back fist again, only for Roxanne to catch her. Eventually started delivering a pop rocks, then delivered one on the announce table, which did not break because I guess they're both very, very light. So I mean, it was a very hard pop rocks bump that they both took. They got back into the ring, and Roxanne went ahead to deliver 3 pop rocks. One wasn't very clean, but it's not ballet, it's okay. The last pop rocks looked very vicious, and 1, 2, 3, Roxanne Perez is still your NXT Women's Champion. This was a great match by all standards. This is also a great showing for Lola Vice, who I believe this might be her second try at the NXT Women's Championship, albeit the first one because of her breakout cash-in contract thing. And finally, the fatal 4-way match for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams defending against Javon Evans, Sean Spears, and All Ego Ethan Page. This match lasted 17 minutes. Barn burner, shocking ending. I'm about to get into it. Ethan Page is the new NXT champion, and it is crazy how this happened. By far, I have to say, this is the best fatal 4-way match I've seen this year, and this easily surpasses the fatal 4-way match at the Royal Rumble for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. But man, this was a brilliant showing from all 4 men. Trick Williams was playing defense. Javon Evans, easily the MVP of this match. He was bouncing all over the ring, had 2 chances to close the match out, and Trick Williams saved both times. There's a bit of a story with the two of them. There was one spot where Trick is on the outside, and I think he was fighting, I want to believe it was Sean Spears. Young OG jumps over the post from inside the ring, that Montez Ford-esque spot, and hits Trick through the barricade, which was a crazy spot in of its own. There was another spot where he does a Spanish fly onto All Ego Ethan and Page, and then hits him with a cutter to follow up. Almost gets the 3. Somehow, some way, Trick saved that. And then there's a spot where he gets pushed into the announce table from the ring. That was an insane spot. But ultimately, this ended similarly to the Fatal 4 from Backlash 2007. If you remember that match for the WWE Championship between Edge, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, and John Cena, where HBK Superkick led John Cena to pin, I want to believe was Edge. In this case, Trick Williams first hit Young OG with the trick shot, and then he hit Ethan Page with the trick shot before being pulled out of the ring by Sean Spears. And as the ref starts to count. Sean Spears is literally still pulling Trick back, and this causes Trick to not be able to save the pin, and that's how Ethan Page wins the NXT title, knocked out. The whole crowd was in shock, and this is a native Canadian crowd, although he was posing as, you know, kind of the defector to the US. But it's such a shock ending to this pay-per-view. He's like, cry about it. Man, the NXT Heatwave, man, great pay-per-view, premium live event, start to finish, I should say. I am really looking forward to where these stories go in NXT, and you should tune in. NXT is not a pushover. You should really pay attention to those stories. But that's it for me. It's 1:30 a.m. now. I'm going to bed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think or thought of NXT Heatwave. My name is Andy, and I am signing out.